If someone told you right today that in a few years you would become one of the most famous and powerful people in the world, but beforehand you would have to face failure over and over again, be humiliated, have no money, watch your dreams get completely destroyed, and even think that everything is entirely over, would you actually accept it? Most people give up right in the middle of the journey, quitting when things get tough. But there was one man who rose up precisely from the ashes of those exact failures, Jason Statham. Perhaps today, whenever you hear his name, you only see an invincible man, someone whom nobody can stop in the movies. But what very few people actually know is that Jason's most powerful weapon was never his physical muscles, it was his mind. And by the end of this video, you will understand why your biggest obstacle to success might not be your current circumstances at all, but rather your own mindset. Many of us carry a dangerous belief deep inside. We mistakenly think that successful people were special right from the start, as if they possessed something magical that we completely lack. Yet, Jason Statham's life proves the exact opposite. He neither grew up in a wealthy family, nor did anyone pull strings for him, nor was the path of his life smooth and paved. On the contrary, almost every single event that could possibly push a person far away from their dreams stood right in his way. But he had one crucial difference. Every single time he crashed to the ground, instead of asking himself, "Why me?" he asked, "What is my next step now?" And that single question completely transformed his entire life. Let me tell you something right from the beginning. Failure is not the enemy of success. Rather, running away from failure is the true enemy of success. So many people stop trying forever simply because they got rejected or didn't get the desired answer just once. However, Jason Statham lived by a simple rule: as long as I am breathing, the game is far from over. This sentence might sound simple at first glance, but once you genuinely internalize it and apply it to your life, everything changes completely. Before he became a globally famous actor, Jason was an athlete for many years, dedicating countless hours to rigorous training. His body ached constantly, and he felt exhausted day after day, but he kept pushing forward. Most people only focus on the final result, but what actually built that result was the repetitive, exhausting routine that nobody ever applauded him for. This is precisely what most people simply lack the patience to endure. Everyone is deeply in love with success, but very few people actually fall in love with the grueling journey of becoming successful. Ask yourself a tough question right now. When was the last time you performed a task without any motivation, purely out of sheer commitment? Because motivation is a fleeting emotion that is not always there, but discipline can always be relied upon. Jason Statham never waited around for a wonderful mood to strike him. He took action first, and the good feeling followed afterward. This is the exact same mistake so many of us make. We sit around waiting until our hearts feel completely joyful before we finally start. Meanwhile, genuine inner peace and a good mood are simply the rewards of starting. Life has a rather strange law. When everything is going wonderfully, almost anyone can keep going. But when things fall apart and chaos hits, a person's true character is revealed. Jason also had days when his future was entirely uncertain, with no substantial money in his pocket and no stable job. He was even forced to sell various small items on the streets just to get by. Imagine a man who was later admired by millions of people once struggling just to make ends meet for a single day. Now think about it. If he had told himself back then, "There is no use anymore," would anyone even know his name today? This is precisely where a profoundly important lesson lies. Your current job, your difficult circumstances, or your bank balance do not define your true identity. Many people trap themselves by defining their entire worth through their temporary situation, saying, "This is just who I am, I will never succeed, and I simply have no talent." But Jason Statham proved beyond a doubt that today's harsh circumstances do not dictate tomorrow's future, rather, today's decisive choices do. There is also a fascinating psychological point here. Our brains are deeply in love with safety and comfort, viewing any kind of change as an immediate threat. That is why whenever you try to do something grand, your mind starts terrifying you, saying, "Don't do it, you might fail miserably, people might mock you, or you might lose everything you have." But Jason had figured out one fundamental truth. True growth always lies right on the other side of fear. Every single time you push past your fear, a much stronger version of yourself is forged. Now let me share something you probably didn't expect. The true turning point in Jason's life was not his eventual success, but rather the exact moment he realized he didn't need to be perfect to begin. Many of us never start anything because we falsely believe we are still not fully prepared, constantly waiting for the perfect time, the ideal conditions, or total self-confidence. But the stark reality is that confidence does not exist beforehand. Confidence is purely the byproduct of doing hard things that you previously thought you couldn't handle. When Jason Statham first entered the world of acting, many people simply refused to believe he would ever make it. He lacked any prior acting background and had never received classical training. Yet, he possessed something far more valuable than what many seasoned actors had: absolute authenticity. He wasn't just playing a manufactured role, he was genuinely being himself. And this is a massive lesson for our own lives. Far too often, we try so desperately hard to look and act like everyone else that we completely forget our own best version. Let me ask you a difficult question. If nobody cheered you on or praised you today, would you still keep working hard on your goals? Because most people have become hopelessly addicted to external validation. If there are no likes, they stop trying. If no one flatters them, they burn out. But Jason kept moving forward for years without any applause, without being noticed, and without any immediate results. Instead of chasing other people's approval, he relentlessly chased his own self-improvement. There is another hidden secret to keep in mind. Success has much less to do with innate talent and much more to do with your capacity to endure hardship. Anyone can push hard for a few days, but how many people are actually willing to keep going for months and years, even when they see absolutely no results? This is precisely the dividing line where true winners separate themselves from the crowd. Right in the middle of Jason's journey, numerous events happened that could easily have marked the end of his story. Yet, every single time, he made a conscious choice to refuse to play the victim. This specific mentality is critically important. A victim mindset always searches around for someone to blame: family, society, sheer luck, the economy, or friends. But a growth-oriented mindset always searches for solutions. Even if he cannot control everything around him, he always retains total control over his own reaction. There is a bitter truth we must accept. Very often, our greatest enemy is not the people around us, but rather the quiet voice inside our own head whispering, "You can't do it." That voice is always present, even for the most successful people in the world. The difference between Jason Statham and everyone else was not that he never heard this voice. The difference was that he refused to let it control his decisions. Now, think about the incredible physical shape you see Jason in today. Many people mistakenly assume that body is purely the result of working out. But the truth is that physique was built inside his mind first. No powerful body is ever built without a disciplined mind. Every single workout, every strict diet, and every repetitive set starts first as a mental decision. This is precisely why personal development is not just about reading books, it is fundamentally about building powerful habits. A tiny habit, when repeated consistently every single day, can completely alter the entire trajectory of your life. Jason Statham was never after explosive, overnight changes. He was after small yet continuous improvements, just becoming 1% better than he was yesterday. That number might look insignificant at first glance, but when you repeat it for hundreds of days, it creates a gap that is hard to even believe. Something many people fail to mention about success is that achieving it is often easier than maintaining it. When Jason finally became famous, his ultimate challenge had just begun, because now he had to prove every single day that he was still the same disciplined person he used to be. Many people let success go to their heads after their very first win, slackening off on their training and abandoning learning altogether. But Jason kept working just as hard as he did on day one, because he understood that success is never a final destination, it is a permanent lifestyle. Right now, you might also feel like it is already too late for you. Maybe your age has advanced, maybe you have faced failure several times, or maybe a few people let you down and crushed your hopes. But Jason Statham's story carries one crystal clear message. As long as you have not made the definitive decision to surrender, no failure is ever permanent. I have a simple exercise for you tonight. Before you go to sleep, grab a piece of paper and write down 3 sentences. First, what is the biggest excuse you keep repeating to yourself? Second, If that excuse completely vanished, what would your very first step be? Third, take that exact step tomorrow, even if it feels tiny. This is precisely what a winning mindset does. Instead of drowning in problems, it focuses entirely on the next action step. Ultimately, if you take away only one single lesson from Jason Statham's life, let it be this: true power is born the moment you decide to get back up one more time after being knocked down. Not because you are guaranteed to succeed, but simply because you refuse to let failure define who you are. Perhaps none of us are ever going to become Hollywood movie stars. But every single day, all of us face a fundamental choice: to remain a victim of our circumstances or to become the architects of our own future. Jason Statham chose the second path. Now it is your turn. A few years from now, when you look back at today, do you want to whisper with regret, "I wish I had started," or smile broadly and say, "Everything truly began on the very day I decided to leave my excuses behind"? Perhaps the answer to that question is the most important decision of your entire life.